Peter King with us for a couple of minutes. Okay, Lamar Jackson is an MVP candidate. I don't think there's any debate about that. How far is Kyler Murray away, because people like to compare the two in their style and out on the field, from being a player that can be a Lamar Jackson quality guy? Jackson's a bigger player physically, Peter, but you've seen them both now as the season's progressed. How far away is Kyler Murray out here?
I think he's very close to him. I think Kyler Murray has been extremely impressive. And just you mentioning him and me thinking about it, I did sort of a mid-season look at the NFL today and looked at the second half. And I really should have given a nod to Cliff Kingsbury and to Kyler Murray. I think we all thought that everybody looked at the Cliff Kingsbury hire fairly dubiously when it happened. And I think the fact that Steve Keim and Michael Bidwill went out on a limb and picked Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, to me, I would be, I'm not saying deliriously happy, but yeah, I would be pretty happy right now if I had those two guys leading my franchise for the next 5 to 8 years.
What's interesting out here is Cliff has taken his hits, some questionable play calls against the Saints and the 49ers, but I agree with you. For the first time in a couple of years, Peter, they're entertaining, they're interesting, they're relevant. This just doesn't feel like, okay, 3-13, and let's start talking about the NFL draft in mid-October.
That's the one thing that I always thought was really, really unfortunate about places like Cleveland, that once you get to Halloween, the season's over and you spend the next 6 months thinking about the draft.
Yep.
I mean, I hate that. I didn't get into football as a fan. You know, if I were a fan, I would be thinking I did not get into football to spend 6 months of my life, you know, watching college football to see who we might draft. I mean, it's a fool's errand, and that's why I think this is fun for the Cardinals. That was really a very fortunate thing for this franchise.
Peter King with us. Before we let you go, this Sunday, Cardinals at Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians against the Arizona Cardinals. I felt behind the scenes this thing was falling apart a couple of years before Bruce finally left. What's your view of what Arians has done in Tampa Bay and how it ended here in Arizona, Peter?
Well, I mean, look, if I lived in Arizona, I would always have fond feelings about Bruce Arians. But at the end, he wanted to go, and I think the organization wanted to try something new.
Yep,
that's fair. It's fine. And overall, I think fans throughout the state of Arizona should have a soft spot for Bruce Arians because he accomplished great things. He and Carson Palmer made magic for 3 or 4 years overall. And so I wouldn't. I mean, look, I would much rather right now, at this point in my franchise's history, have Cliff Kingsbury than Bruce Arians. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be damn happy in 13, 14, 15 that Bruce Arians was steering the ship.
It's a great way to put it. I'll let you go off that. Appreciate your time and insight as always, Peter. Thanks.
Thanks, Brad.